Shalom, family. All right, answering a question here. This is a question, I've already done a video on this, but it's been a long time ago and people may or may not have seen the video. But I broke everything down and answered the question already. Can we keep the Pasach outside of Jerusalem? Can we keep Pasach in the land of our captivity? This is the question. This is coming from Yellow Line Amaziah. And here is his question. Shalom, brother. So some brother used this scripture to justify keeping feasts outside of Jerusalem. Can you explain what the scripture is talking about? Here is the verse. Exodus 12:14. Watch this. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and you shall keep it a feast to Yahuah throughout your generations. You shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. It said that we are supposed to keep the feast forever. See, what is the scripture really saying? So he's asking, what is the scripture really saying? And of course, before I answer this question, if you're not within the borders, this isn't even a concern. Not even a concern. For those that want to keep it outside, let them keep it. Their blood will be upon their own head. We give them the scriptures, and after that, let them be. They're going to find out that they're enemies to the Father. But let's see. He's asking a question here. What is it really saying? It shall be an ordinance forever. It's saying exactly what it's saying. Here is the whole verse. In order to understand what's going on, you have to go back. This is in the first verse. And you have to see this is the original. When they were in Mitzrayim, he told them to put the blood over the doorpost. This is when they got that word. In verse 14. So this day, the day he told them to put the blood over the doorpost. So this day shall be to you a memorial. Remember this day. This is what our people don't understand. They don't understand what was the memorial about. Why do we need to remember this day? And why all throughout the history did our people do this? And you shall keep it as a feast to Yahuah throughout your generations. You shall keep it as a feast by an everlasting ordinance. This simply means it is forever. This feast day is forever. That's what it means. It doesn't say keep it. It doesn't say keep it in the land of your captivity forever, or keep it within your gates forever. It says it's an ordinance forever. What does that mean? You're in the land of your captivity? We should keep this feast if we are in the land. It's not done away with. That's what this means. It's not done away with. People have said the Torah is done away with. This is an everlasting ordinance. All right, now here's the proof here. Deuteronomy 16:5-7. See, when they bring that verse out, that the Pasach is an everlasting ordinance, it is. It's forever. What does that mean? If we hadn't screwed up like we are right now, and the stupor wasn't on us, if we weren't scattered in the world because of disobedience, we should be in the land keeping this Pasach, because it's an ordinance forever. Now, here's verse 5. You may not. This is what they refused. See, that was the initial introduction to Pasach. Now we're beyond. We're beyond that introduction, and we're getting ready, preparation to go within the land. And at this point, we got a new, look at this. He's telling us something he didn't tell us in Exodus. You may not offer the Passover, the Pasach, within any of your gates that Yahuah, your Lord, gives you. What is your gates? Your gates You know gates as a gated community. The man live in a mansion. You can't get inside of his gate because it's a lock there. You can't get in. It's gated. You can't keep it within that gate. I'm outside within my gate. You can't keep it there. You definitely can't keep it in Babylon. The Most High has a controversy with all of us. And we fooling around with his Kadash days. And this is why he gonna burn. He gonna burn coals of fire upon these men and women head that's partaking of this Pasach in the land of captivity. They're not going to believe this message. They're not going to hear it. Why? This is what's wrong with us. We're in a stupor. We don't have a king. Scripture said when you don't have a king, go home. Go sit down somewhere. Sit down. And our people do what we feel is right in our own eyes. This is clear. You can't keep it within any of your gates. That doesn't mean it's an everlasting ordinance. It's an everlasting ordinance. It's forever. So you can't keep the Pasach within any of your gates. That's an everlasting commandment. But it's going to tell you and me exactly where to keep it. But at the place where Yahuah, your allure, chooses. He didn't choose the lands of our captivity. He didn't choose America. The most wicked, defiled land in the earth. We're defiled. Louis defiled. What are you doing? I'm telling you what you're doing. You're making the Father hot when you continue to do this madness. And anyone doing this, it's going to be trouble. You're already an enemy to the Father. He said the more these wicked people going to be doing more wickedness, the hotter he going to get with these people. He's hot. And we ain't trying to get out. We're trying to keep Pasach. Obedience is better than an offering. In the place where he choose to make his name abide, there you shall offer the Pasach. There. See, they don't want to hear this. The heck with this, right? There. This is clear. There you shall offer the Pasach at twilight, at the going down of the sun. Sun going down. It's getting dark. Watch this. At the time you came out of Mitzrayim. They don't even know why they're keeping it. They forgot Mitzrayim. This is why our people hollering today, where can we flee? Where can we go? We have nowhere to go. Flee and go where? Wicked people say flee and go where? And they're trying to keep the Pasach and don't know it had everything to do with the end generation so that we would know where to flee. And you shall roast and eat it in the place, he's saying it again, which Yahuah your Lord chooses. Watch this. And in the morning, you got to stay all night. Did not Yahushua stay all night to keep the Pasach? People don't know this stuff. They're in stupor. You shall turn and go home. What does that mean? Turn and go back to your gates because you can't keep it within your gates. Simple. Case closed. Case is closed. Now, let me show you this to add proof to what we're saying here. Leviticus 23:3. Now watch this. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The seventh day. People would like to argue with the counting, but there's no argument. The seventh day is the Shabbat of solemn rest, a Kadash convocation. You should do no work on it. Watch this. Here it is. It is the Shabbat of Yahuah. Now we're talking in all your dwellings. So the Pasach can't be kept in all your dwellings, but the Shabbat can. Let me say that again. The Shabbat can be kept in all of your in the land of your captivity. You can keep Shabbat because he's saying all your dwellings. But for the Pasach, he didn't say that. He said we couldn't keep the Pasach within any of our gates. But the place where he chose to place his name. And we know that place, 2 Chronicles 6:6. Yet I have chosen Jerusalem. Did I choose Jerusalem? Did Yahuah's one channel choose Jerusalem? No. We can't ignore the Father. See, when people ignore this, they're not carefully observing all he commanded us. They haphazardly go over the verses. They pick and choose. Christians like to call it cherry picking. They truly cherry pick what they want to use to uphold their wickedness. That the name, he chose Jerusalem, that my name may be there. This is where his chosen name is. Now I leave you with a question. And you answer this question. Come to the comment section. Anyone that want to answer this question, come to the comment section and answer this question. Who in scripture kept Pasach outside of Jerusalem after his name was placed here? I don't want to hear the wilderness. That was before he chose Jerusalem and placed his name there. He told them at that time that would happen in the place he chose to place his name. But after he placed his name in Jerusalem, please, sir, ma'am, tell us. You got the comment section. Tell us where, who, what scripture did any righteous person keep Pasach outside of Jerusalem? I'm here to tell you it doesn't exist. No one in scripture did that. But it will be written that in the end days, the stupor was so bad. The captivity was so bad. Wickedness was so bad. People were trying to keep Pasach all over the earth. That's us. We're the most wicked, defiled, stiff-necked people ever. And that's why out of a city of millions, only 10 will be left. That's why the people are being led to the slaughter. That's why you have to go through the many tribulations that's coming. Because of what? The more wicked the people were doing, the more tribulation came, the more wicked they were doing, the more the Most High got hot with these people. So answer the question. Give us a verse. And I boldly made a statement that no one kept Pasach outside of Jerusalem after his name was placed. So this gives you an opportunity. You just can't say, okay, well, here it says it's an everlasting ordinance. Sure, it's an everlasting ordinance. And sure, it's supposed to be kept in Jerusalem. And most definitely, you can't keep it within any of your gates. You saw what happens. You saw what happens in the morning. It's evening, sundown. In the morning, you're in the place where the Most High chose, which is Jerusalem. In the morning, you shall turn and go home. Turn and go home. What are people doing today? They're keeping it within their gates. And then, on top of that, they don't check the men, make sure the men been circumcised. They don't know if the women on their monthly. They don't care about that. They're doing what they feel is right in their own eyes. And to the one that asked the question, know and understand, we don't allow others to force us into something that the Most High said not to do. And we try to reach people. But if that one, he's not a brother, don't call him a brother, that makes you wicked. If that one does not want to listen to these verses, then you let him pile up the fire on his own head. And we stay clear of these people. They are very, very dangerous. No, we cannot keep the Pasach outside of Jerusalem. No, we can't keep the Pasach in the wicked lands. Listen, you're trying to serve the Father by keeping the Pasach doing what he said. You can't do it. You got to do what Edom said. Or whoever that's placed over you in whatever land you're in. You're serving. The Most High said you will serve him. So let these people serve him and keep playing around with the Most High and watch what happened to these people.